Hey guys, Scott Fishman here with a special guest, as you can see there. The baddest bitch ever, which I love that Zoom tag, but you
I
you
can't
all
believe.
but you know her as Madusa or Deborah Misselli or Alundra Blayze or
I've
however
been called a few things. Yeah,
Hall of Famer. How's it going?
it's going great. Thank you so much. We had an amazing intro at the beginning. Thank God you weren't recording.
That
I've
would have
had
been
a
for
hell of a time.
OnlyFans. Just kidding.
Yeah. No, I have no OnlyFans. Thank God. Everyone says I should because they love my feet, but I don't know. What is that with feet and people? I
I
don't
couldn't
know.
tell you. I don't know. Yeah, ask Snitsky, right, from WWE. That was part of a storyline at one point. So.
Yeah. And then the other guy, what's his name? Oh my God. The black guy. What was his name from way back in my day?
Oh
Um,
yeah.
what was his
Um,
name?
was it
He
Tony
drew.
Atlas? Or no?
Yes.
Yeah, Tony
I
Atlas. Yeah.
yes, I just ran across some old, like, I've kept everything. And I think we'll get to my book too, but I kept everything and I was going through like 25 plastic bins of stuff. And I was like, oh my God, look at all of this stuff. And I found these old photos that Tony Atlas drew because he would draw
Right.
women stepping on his face. And I had a few of those photos. And I'm like, oh shit, this is gonna be good. But
Man.
anyway, so
Yeah.
yeah, there's that. And then the baddest bitch ever there. Like I was doing a Zoom call, like, I don't know, a long, long time ago, and I always forget to take that up.
I love
Sorry
it.
about that, guys.
I
Ever. I
love
was on a really important business one. I don't know, I'd say a couple of weeks ago, and they're like, actually, it was for a movie role, and it popped up, and everybody's on there, and we're doing a table read, and they're like, baddest bitch ever. It's your line, and I'm
it.
like, oh
Nice.
shit.
Well, mine was my wife. She had like Sheba Mom or something, and I had that on
Ah,
there. So
oh, that's cute.
so maybe
Well,
not as bad, but
oh, what do you mean? Mine's bad. No,
no, not as bad. But like you say, you were, when you're doing that movie role and you're trying to be professional, but I love it because it shows your
right.
personality. So
So tell me something. Where did we first, how long has it been? Where have we met? Where have we done business? Tell me a little
yeah,
history.
so I
Refresh
don't.
my memory.
Yeah, so I reached out to you when you were still doing your monster truck driving. I felt that we hadn't heard from you in a while. So when it comes to pro wrestling, you kind of said I didn't want anything to do with it at the time because of everything that went down and everyone kind of how everyone looked at that throwing the women's championship in the
Oh,
trash.
we'll get to that real
So
quick. Yeah. Mhm.
so I reached out to you for the Miami Herald. So we did an interview there.
You
And
did a
then
great job, by the way.
thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then I was honored to help write a biography for your old website.
Yes, you did.
And then we met at the Miami Stadium when you did Monster Jam there.
Oh, okay.
That's
Yeah, there was a big storm. I think I was turning 50 then.
Oh, okay. I don't remember
I
that.
don't know.
I just
No, I'm
remember
sorry. It was 40. No.
I just remember I met you and then with our photo you put the crown on my head. So I still have that and I shared it with you I think a while back on Twitter, but
Oh man. See, I
so
love stories like that, but I will tell you is that I've respected you as a writer, and because you didn't write bullshit,
I
right? So
appreciate
there's a
that.
lot of times people, I call them pen pushers, that they just write what they feel because they want their narrative and their story within somebody's life. And what does that cause? Nothing but problems, right? What do you get? 5 seconds of what, fame? And then they get holy hell and they have to like hire a Twitter army to protect themselves nowadays, and everything gets rampant. It's bullshit. So thank you for keeping true, man. I mean, to me anyway. I don't know
I
how
try.
anyone else feels, but
I try. I
no, it
appreciate it.
goes a long way. I
Thank you so
mean,
much.
journalism is a lost art, brother.
Appreciate it. Well, in the years since we initially talked, I just love how you've gotten back in the wrestling business. One of the reasons we're here talking is because of the Cauliflower Alley Club, which you've been a
Mm.
big proponent of. You were honored a couple years ago, and you're hosting with John Arezzi this year. Just talk a little bit about how important this organization is. I feel like it doesn't get enough attention. I know it's, it's a very proud organization in that, they're not going to go out and share all the great things they do because, a lot of the situations that wrestlers incur that they need help with are very serious and, personal. So for you, how is it being part of this organization and how important it is? Maybe you can, without giving any names, just talk about maybe some colleagues who have been helped by it.
Well, first of all, it's an honor. Thank you. Yeah, I've always wanted to be a part of the CAC, and my schedule wouldn't let. It's such an excuse, but it is. It's when you're pounding pavement like that. When I was wrestling for 20 years, and then I overlapped my career, and I was wrestling and doing monster trucks because I got into monster trucks in '99. So I was wrestling until 2001, retired from wrestling in 2001, and I was doing monster trucks starting in '99. And I just retired from the monster trucks in 2020 in Australia. That was the height of the pandemic. I barely made it back. I was like on the last flight panicking. I was like, oh, so that being said, I received a call from, I can't remember who it was. And I think it was Brian. Maybe it was a text or an email from Brian Blair himself. And he said, Deuce, went through the whole spiel. And I said, oh my God, it'd be a great honor. I've always wanted to be a part of CAC, but my time never, allowed me. So I said, yes, absolutely. So speaking to Brian, we speak a lot, at least once a week. And doing so, when I was inducted into their Hall of Fame, the Mike Mazurki Award, which was absolutely an honor, I've I found myself gravitating to a different transition in my life. So I was like, okay, I would like to get back into, some type of charity work. And what better to go back into it, some charity work into our own business and give back. Um, and especially being 40 years in the entertainment business and understanding exactly what our colleagues go through, you know, tragedies to triumphs type of thing. And it isn't easy. And it still isn't easy to this day, nor if it was easy, everyone would do it, right? Blah, blah, blah. So I told Brian, I'm like, I would love to be a part of the CAC. What can we do? He goes, Deuce, I think you would be great as the president someday. And I was like, oh yeah, MAD USA, made in the USA, baby.
Yeah.
That's right. Uh-huh. So that's my goal. I'm going to
Okay.
take Brian's
Look
spot
out.
someday. But no, I'm just, but wait, hey, never say never.
Right.
So Brian and I have been working together and been talking to the board. And so there's a huge position transitioning happening that I'll be working with the board of
Nice.
CAC. Yes, there's all men on the board, so I think we need a little bit of the mind of a woman and her thinking a little bit.
Right.
I'd like to bounce it forward, bring it to the forefront a little bit. I want to keep the roots of CAC. I would like to um, transition a couple things in there to, keep it organized and a little more organized. The CAC runs on some great history. I've got some notes here too that I wanted to make sure that I got it all right. That the CAC was definitely founded many years ago, like so back in the 50s, I think, right? Um, and it was based on helping people from wrestling to boxing to movies, etc. And we have transitioned into pro wrestling alone is what we're going for, because I felt like talking to Brian here the other day is every organization has their own staple of of helping, like let's say Hollywood or acting or actors, they have SAG and AFTRA, right? I believe wrestling needs to be really focused on our pro wrestlers alone.
Mhm.
The organization has helped, over $1 million worth of funds from the charitable to helping people in need. And it's anything from financial to hospital to, whatever they need. But um, there's a place on the website on CAC to go to if they need help, and it is looked at across all of us, on the board, and um, and then decisions are made, of course.
That's
And
great.
so, yeah, and I really want to bring, not to make it like, you know, I just I would like to get the word out more too, that I feel that we have WWE has been a huge supporter of the CAC for so many years. And I absolutely love that. And I commend them for that because it sets a precedence for, and it sends out a great message that, hey, we're here supporting this. And hopefully that the talent within the WWE will take a look at CAC and, become a lifetime member or a monthly subscriber. And all of the funds go straight into the charitable 501c, and it helps everybody in need. This my heart is so big for, and I feel that my work here in the next year is hopefully to get every organization and help them um, be accountable within themselves and what they love and practice, and be a part of a great organization.
That's great. And then, of course, this year is taking place September 26th to the 28th in Las Vegas. I mean, what better place than that? Plaza Hotel and Casino.
It's a new place this year. So the
Yeah.
Plaza is a new, yeah, it's our new hotel, our new place of ground. It is absolutely beautiful and fabulous. I believe we opened up the discounts again for rooms and stuff, and they're very, very reasonable, very reasonable. And we have amazing things happening. We have seminars going on. We have like a little fan fest happening. We have the seminars are amazing. We have like a little cribbage, and there's so many wonderful things. And then Tuesday and Wednesday are our big nights, and trying to position that to something spectacular. And I will tell you, the ticket that you buy, I mean, the food is amazing. I will tell you that. It's
That's
not
important.
just
Yeah.
like your Golden Corral. I'm not putting Golden Corral
Oh.
down, but I'm just saying it is some damn good food.
I love that.
So yeah. So I mean, Tuesday night is pretty fun. Did- Um
Yeah, I mean, one of the name, obviously some great names this year being honored, but one I wanted to get your opinion on is Jacqueline, someone you've quite well, and someone who kind of also with, you had a same kind of trajectory as far as being that you talk about being the only lady in the room. I mean, she's often been that, and she's excelled and done broken barriers, trailblazed. So that's probably really cool to kind of see her be honored that night.
it's going to be, and you know why is because she asked me to present her award, and I almost cried. I was like, oh my gosh, woman, you could have anybody and you're choosing me. And I was like, oh my gosh, I will do you so well, but remember that one time. No.
Look
But
out. No.
yeah, and I said, I promise I'll do you well. But the Jacqueline, here's a woman that was basically parallel with me through my whole career, right? I mean, basically the same age, basically, we started at the same time, and we were in the same organizations at the same time sometimes. And do you realize that her and I have never wrestled each other?
I know, just
What
crazy.
the hell?
That's
Can I
yeah.
can I just add, it had to be because it was all men in charge. I don't know. No, I'm just kidding. And don't get me started on that,
Yeah.
because I mean, you're only as good as yourself and how much you put into yourself and your practice and your due diligence and what you're doing and what you want, right? But you're only as good as the production team, the writer, the writers, everything. So it takes a whole team.
Yeah. And but you're still on the pulse of women's wrestling and wrestling in general right now. We saw you
Mhm.
on the NXT show, which was an amazing surprise. I love that kind of throwback right there after the Cora Jade throwing the belt in the
What
trash.
was that? They keep trying to steal my gimmick. What is that? You'll
Eh,
never be able to do it.
I
But
was
the thing
hoping.
is, when I saw that, Scott, when I saw that, I said, well, damn, at least that bitch got to keep her job.
Oh, progress, progress.
Yes. I
um,
said, good for her.
are you going to be any more appearances on that that we can look forward to on that show? Or
Never say never. You that damn saying is such a trademark in this business because you can't. I've never had a retirement match, and I would love to have a retirement match, but that may have gone and sailed. And I mean, I've already
I
pitched
don't
it a
think.
few
Hey,
times.
Ric Flair just had his one last match. Conrad, maybe you get with Conrad. He'll make a big thing about it.
I love Conrad and everything that he's doing and all the great stuff that he's done. And I've been at every star cast of his except this last one. And he's amazing. He has a great mind, and
Who?
he's a good he's always treated me well.
Yeah. Who would be that? Who are some of the opponents that you would have in mind? I mean, maybe Jacqueline even.
I was just saying, maybe Jacqueline we'll finish it off, like,
Yeah.
right? That would be kind of unexpected and pretty cool. But um, my thought on this would be, it would have to be somebody that would be great chemistry and that could carry my ass in a way that if I bumped my head and I didn't know what was going on, they could carry the match.
I mean, you still look like you're in great shape, so I
Oh, thank you. Yeah.
think. But there
Hey.
is ring shape, so yeah, I'm sure you would be like, all right,
Oh,
get it
I'm always
a
working
couple
out.
months. Yeah. Yeah.
Absolutely. I just finished a movie. It's called The Champion, and I'm so excited for this. It's kind of full circle. Full circle. And what I mean by that is, when I first started, I went into movies. I was doing movies way before, whatever. Well, maybe back in the day, like Mike Mazurki and all of them, and right, some of them. But I started in movies, and I did 3 movies: Shoot Fighter, Street Fighter, whatever. And I was like, I'd love to do movies. And then all of a sudden, wrestling came in the picture, and I totally took a turn. So here we are, almost 40 years later, full circle. And here I am. And I'm just, and I'm like, I had this opportunity. They reached out, and I'm like, I would love to dabble in this again. I'm not, I'm older, and, they usually go for younger people and whatnot. But again, I am that woman that's always been that trailblazer and paving the way for, to make things happen. So if this is what 60 looks like, by the way, I'm 60.
Wow, that's amazing.
Anyway, no facelift, nothing yet. I have no Botox in right now, no fillers. I'm telling you, everybody, this shit's amazing. It's just lots of sex with the husband. Just saying. Yeah, I'm telling you, it keeps you young. And so, yeah, if I can, I'll just keep my mouth shut. Never say never. How's that?
Right.
We'll
Okay.
just go back.
And lastly, just what, because I could talk to you all day. I mean, we can do, but I want to get into the announcement of your book. I mean, it's such a anticipated book. I mean, even I remember when we started talking years before that, you talking about all these great stories and doing 2 sports, which is incredible. Your time in Japan. I'm just like really looking forward to this book next year. Tell me what the process was like with that, and having that now as a history where people can really understand your story, because they did a great documentary, WWE did, but this is in your own words and everything, so that's going to be really powerful stuff, I think.
Powerful, right? Everyone's like, yeah. So I will tell you this. This is what's interesting. I've been writing this book for 30 years. And it first started when I was in WWE or F at the time. And I was sitting down with Vince Russo when he worked there. And him and I was like, I would like to write a book. He goes, that's a great idea. And so him and I would sit down intermittently and talk, and he would record me on those little cassette thingies, right? And I would say maybe 5, 8 years ago, out of the blue, he's like, Deuce, I still have all those tapes. Would you like them back? I'm like, damn, sure. So he sent me all of those tapes, and I've already been working on my book. I already had like half of it done like 20 years ago, whatever. And so we use those tapes to like to listen to refresh my memory, and yeah, it's like all the stories that I was talking about. And so so it started way back then. And so going forward, I was just sitting around one day and I was talking to my friend John Arezzi. John Arezzi is an amazing guy, by the way, and him and I will be co-hosting and emceeing on CAC this year with the legendary Jimmy Hart, because we
Mhm.
have Memphis Mania on Tuesday, and Jimmy will be a big part of that, by the way. So John's like, you should really, really publish your book. And I'm like, no one wants to hear my ass. No one wants to hear my stuff. And he goes, oh, deuce. Yes, they do. And so I started thinking, I'm like, yeah, I remember about 15, 20 years ago. No, it was probably 20 years ago. I got a call from a fellow wrestler saying, if you even mention my name, I'm going to sue your ass. And I'm like, oh, interesting. And I'm like, it's not about you, it's about me. So I'm like, well, if this is triggering people in our, in our business, I mean, I feel bad. I mean, that's unfortunate. So I will tell you this book is so well written, so me, because I am like all over the place. I have ADHD USA so bad. And I'm like, when I talk, I'm like, I do one thing and then I talk to another and then I start going off on another tangent. And the book is like that. So it's incredible because it starts a story, it lets you know what it's about, it goes on to another story, and it kind of, you know, reminds you of what you were talking about, and it goes forward. So it's very different. It's me. And um, the title of the book is The Woman Who Would Be King. And I've been queen my whole life. I've been queen of carnage, queen of the ring, queen of this. And I was talking to Paul Heyman, a very dear friend of mine, till, to this day. And, I'll text him, bounce some things off of him and back and forth. And he's like, I'm like, I'm just about done with the book, Paul. I've got 2, 3 titles and I don't know. And he just said, The Woman Who Would Be King. I said, what? And he said, The Woman Who Would Be King. Deuce, that's you. I'm like, all right, I'm going to use it. He goes, please do. That's Paul. Yes, please do. And I'm like, oh my God. So that was all Paul Heyman. And Paul Heyman did write the foreword to the book. And I am so honored. I do want to make this straight, guys, and make it clear. This book is not a tattletale book. It doesn't throw anybody under the bus. It's not about that crap. It's about a woman and her story surviving 2 huge entities in a male dominated business, 2 of them back in the day, and surviving. And the stories will make you happy. They'll make you cry. They'll piss you off, and you'll overcome, and you'll fist pump in the air, and you just, yeah, it's a great story.
That's amazing. Uh, Thank you so much for the time today. I really appreciate it. Looking forward to seeing more from you. I love seeing you on NXT, NWA, all that stuff.
NWA, yes. But before I end, so ECW Publishing is publishing the book. They're out of Canada, amazing. My co-writer with me is Greg Oliver, a great guy. He just won the award in CAC, and I am so great. I mean, him and I have been working together for a year and a half on this book, writing this, and I know he's been through a lot of crap with me because I'm very articulate in ways. And if it isn't right, then I'm on him all the time. Like, no, change that. That ain't right. Blah, blah, blah. But the thing about this book is that everything has been fact checked and back and forth 100%. And the NWA, let me tell you about the NWA really quick. When I got a call from Pat Kenny, you know who Pat Kenny is? Pat Kenny is
Yep.
an amazing guy. He is so gifted and so good. He's like, Deuce, you missed your calling, man. You need to work with the NWA. And I'm like, what? What are you talking about? He goes, would you like to be a producer with the NWA. I'm like, oh my gosh, well, okay, let me come check it out. So I've been with them now for a while, and Billy Corgan is the most amazing man, and he knows his business better than I do sometimes. Like, you wouldn't believe his knowledge. Have you ever met him? He's incredible. And I love what he's doing with the NWA and the NWA keeping the history, and I love where they're going. There's good things coming with the NWA, by the way.
Yeah, with you behind it, it's great to have a good mind like yourself too with the
Thank
women.
you.
I think that's
Thank
important to have
you.
at the table, have a seat at the creative table as well as producing table. So that
Working
is
my
great.
way everywhere. Yes,
Love it.
CAC, NWA, but Jazz is also with me at the
Yeah,
NWA. So
that's some
that
good
she's very
minds there.
powerful, very powerful,
Maybe another
powerful.
potential last opponent. We'll see.
I know. They keep, damn Billy Corgan. He
Maybe you have to
keeps
do a
saying
tour.
that.
You have to do a tour, retirement tour.
Listen to you. What are you trying to be a promote? No, Billy keeps saying, Deuce, we're going to get, how about a retirement every single time? Every single time. I'm like, no. And then Tyrus, he is so, oh my God, he's funny. You know, Tyrus,
Yeah.
right? Okay. Tyrus is so funny. And he just started his tour on his book tour, by the way. And he's doing comedy and stand up and doing whatever. So, it's just really great to work with everybody there at the NWA.
Well, it's been such a pleasure talking to you today. Thank you so much, everyone. Check out the Cauliflower Alley Club on social media, their website, Madusa's social media. She's very active as well.
Thank you. Thanks to my management team at bookinglegacy.com. Cody, I love you. I got a quick question. What is that behind you? Is that an old Atari? What the hell?
That's a Ninja Turtle arcade game. My wife let me have at least one of them, so it's a classic game there. But I let her have these little stuffed animals there, so I think it's a good.
Okay, so she gives you the video game, and she gets to put stuffed animals on top of there.
I think it's a fair trade. What do you think?
It is a fair trade. Well, I got into gaming during the pandemic. Like, what the hell did you do, right?
Right.
So my ass, I got all this
Twitch.
gaming.
Yeah.
I'm on Twitch. Yeah. And every Wednesday and Friday, and Fridays are Foodie Fridays. We give away free food, or we just pick people, we play games, the winner gets it, whatever. And or else I just give like $100 worth of toilet paper. It's just hilarious. It is so much fun on Twitch, guys.
Awesome.
Yes.
All right. Thank you so much for your time.
Oh, thank you guys. Thanks.
Bye.
Bye.